Capricorn, I need you to stop and really hear this. September 9th is not just another date on the calendar. This is not just some ordinary Monday or Tuesday where life goes on as usual. Number. On this day, something rare and powerful happens. Saturn, your ruling planet, the planet that defines discipline, responsibility, and karmic truth, steps forward with what could be the final test of this cycle. And here's the shocking part. This test isn't about a single moment. It's about the next 7 years of your life. Every choice you make, every step you take on September 9th will ripple outward like waves in the ocean, and those ripples will decide what kind of life you're going to live until 2032. Think about that for a second. 7 years. That's almost a decade. That's careers being built or destroyed, relationships either deepening or falling apart, financial doors either opening wide or slamming shut. Health, happiness, love, destiny. Saturn has its hand on all of it, and now it's watching you. This isn't astrology as usual. This isn't just about lucky numbers or good vibes. This is cosmic judgment. This is a karmic reset. This is destiny itself choosing you, Capricorn. The universe has been preparing you for this moment quietly, in the background, through the struggles you've faced, through the setbacks you've endured, through the moments when you asked yourself, why is this so hard for me? Why do I feel like I'm always being tested? That pressure you've been carrying, that weight you've been lifting alone, it was Saturn shaping you, refining you, making sure that when this day arrived, you would be ready. Capricorn, you've been walking toward this date your entire life. And on September 9th, Saturn will ask one final question. Are you strong enough, disciplined enough, brave enough, and truthful enough to step into the destiny you've been waiting for? This isn't about punishment, it's about awakening. This isn't about loss, it's about alignment. And it's not about fear, it's about power. So I'll say it again. September 9th is not normal. This is the turning point of your story. This is the day the universe writes your next chapter. And Capricorn, everything you've been through has led you right here to Saturn's final test. Capricorn, let me explain why September 9th is unlike anything you've felt in nearly a decade. On this day, Saturn, your ruling planet, aligns in a way that hasn't happened for years. This alignment isn't light-hearted, it isn't playful, it's serious. It carries weight, gravity, and consequence. And because Saturn is your planet, you will feel it more than anyone else in the Zodiac. This isn't a random astrological event. This is karmic accountability. Think of it like the universe placing a giant cosmic report card in your hands. Every decision you've made, every responsibility you've embraced or avoided is now written on those pages. And Saturn, the strict teacher, the master of time, the guardian of discipline, is standing there, watching to see how you'll respond. For some of you, this day will feel like reward. If you've been steady, if you've worked hard, if you've faced your shadows and stayed true to your values, you may notice doors suddenly opening, recognition from people who never noticed you before, a sense of calm after years of storms, almost like the universe saying, finally, you've earned this. But for others, this day may feel heavy. Saturn is not cruel, but Saturn is honest. If you've been avoiding truth, if you've cut corners, if you've ignored the deeper call of your soul, this alignment will expose that, not to shame you, but to bring you back into alignment. The lessons may come through obstacles, delays, or situations that force you to face what you've been running from. Capricorn, this is why September 9th matters so much. It's not about luck, it's about alignment. Saturn doesn't care about quick fixes or shortcuts. Saturn cares about who you've become. Have you matured? Have you stepped up to your role? Have you proven that you can carry the weight of your destiny? This moment is bigger than love, money, or career alone. It's about your entire foundation. It's about whether the universe sees you as ready for the next level of your life. So as September 9th approaches, I need you to ask yourself, am I prepared to be honest with myself? Am I prepared to own my choices? Am I prepared to rise into the life Saturn has been shaping me for? Because Capricorn, one thing is certain, this day will not pass quietly, and the way you respond will echo for years to come. Capricorn, let's talk about the exact energy of September 9th, because you're going to feel it in your body, your mind, and your spirit. Saturn is not a playful planet. Saturn is the teacher, the master, the strict parent, and when Saturn moves, you feel it like the ground beneath your feet shifting. On September 9th, the energy will feel heavy, almost like time itself slows down. You may notice that simple things take longer than usual. Conversations feel deeper. Decisions feel heavier. Nothing seems quick, easy, or light. That's Saturn demanding clarity. Saturn is saying, stop rushing, stop pretending, face what is real. This test isn't random. It comes in 3 very specific areas. The first is commitments. Saturn will look you in the eye and ask, are you truly devoted to the path you say you're on? Or are you only half in? If you've been dragging your feet on a goal, avoiding the real work, or staying in a situation out of comfort instead of purpose, you'll feel it. You might see relationships tested, work contracts questioned, promises called to the surface. Saturn doesn't want vague answers. Saturn wants you fully in or fully out. The second is integrity. This is Saturn's favorite test because integrity is the backbone of a Capricorn. On September 9th, the question becomes, have you cut corners? Or have you stayed true even when no one was watching? You might be confronted with a situation where the easy way out tempts you. But Saturn doesn't reward shortcuts. Saturn rewards the hard path, the honest path. Passing this test means showing the world and yourself that your word means something, that your values are unshakable. The third is responsibility. Capricorn, you are the sign of responsibility. You were born to carry weight, to lead, to build. But Saturn will ask, have you carried your role with strength, or have you avoided it? This may show up in your family, in your career, in your relationships. A moment may arrive where others look to you for guidance, and in that moment, Saturn is watching. Do you step up, or do you hide? Now, here's the truth most people don't understand about Saturn's energy. It is not against you. Saturn doesn't punish. Saturn refines. Saturn isn't trying to break you. It's trying to show you, and the world, what you are truly made of. Capricorn, the test is the fire that forges the sword. It's the pressure that turns coal into diamond. On September 9th, you are the diamond being tested. And the weight you feel, that's not the universe crushing you. That's the universe shaping you into something stronger, sharper, more brilliant than ever before. So when you feel that heaviness on September 9th, don't run from it. Stand tall in it. That weight is proof that Saturn sees you as ready for the next level, ready for the destiny that only a Capricorn can carry. Capricorn, here's the thing about Saturn's test. It doesn't just drop out of nowhere. You've probably already been feeling it in your body, your mind, and your heart. The signs have been showing up, quietly but persistently, like whispers in the background of your daily life. And if you've been wondering, why do I feel so much pressure right now? The truth is, Saturn has already begun preparing you. Let's go through the most common signs. Restlessness and sleepless nights. Have you been tossing and turning lately, unable to shut off your thoughts? Lying awake at 2 or 3 a.m., replaying conversations in your mind, worrying about what's next, or second-guessing choices you've made? That's not just stress. It's Saturn stirring your awareness. It's the universe nudging you to face what you've avoided. Restlessness is often the soul's way of saying, "Wake up, something big is coming." Racing thoughts. During the day, you might feel like your mind won't stop. Thoughts jumping from one thing to another, a constant pressure to figure things out. This mental overload isn't random. It's Saturn's way of forcing you to confront the bigger questions. Am I on the right path? Am I wasting time? What needs to change now before it's too late? Old fears and regrets resurfacing. Maybe you've noticed past mistakes or old wounds suddenly coming back to the surface. Memories you thought you buried years ago now feel fresh again. That's Saturn's energy pulling unresolved karma into the light. It's not punishment, it's a chance to heal. You can't step into your 7-year destiny if you're still chained to the ghosts of your past. Delays and obstacles. Things that should be simple may suddenly feel complicated. Plans stall, people cancel, money takes longer to arrive, technology breaks down. It feels like the universe is throwing roadblocks in your way. But those obstacles aren't random. They're Saturn asking, how badly do you want this? Will you keep going, even when it's not easy, standing at a crossroads with no clear answer? And then, the biggest sign, that feeling that you're standing in the middle of your life, staring at two paths, and neither looks simple. You feel pulled in different directions, uncertain of which way to go. That's Saturn's test in its purest form. It doesn't hand you the answer. It asks you to choose based on your integrity, your responsibility, and your commitment to truth. Capricorn, I want you to understand something important. The test begins long before the actual moment. The sleepless nights, the racing thoughts, the obstacles, the crossroads, that is the preparation. Saturn isn't waiting until September 9th to test you. Saturn is already testing you now, shaping your mind, strengthening your resolve, sharpening your focus. So if you've been feeling that weight, don't panic. It means you're already in the process. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're being refined. And when the day finally arrives, you'll realize that every restless night, every obstacle, every moment of doubt was actually building you into the person who can pass Saturn's final test. Capricorn, listen very carefully, because Saturn's test is not only about what you should do, but also about what you absolutely must avoid. On September 9th, the universe will place subtle traps in your path, designed to see if you've truly learned Saturn's lessons. And if you fall for these traps, the cycle only grows heavier. The first trap is escaping responsibility. This is the big one. Saturn doesn't tolerate running away from truth. If a situation confronts you, a conversation, a choice, a problem, you cannot ignore it, delay it, or pretend it isn't there. If you walk away when you're meant to stand tall, Saturn will notice. On September 9th, the most powerful thing you can do is face what stands in front of you, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it scares you, even if you'd rather turn your back. Saturn is watching to see if you choose courage over avoidance. The second trap is impulsive decisions. Capricorn, you're ambitious, you're driven, and sometimes, when the pressure builds, you want to leap before looking. But Saturn's energy is not about speed, it's about patience, wisdom, and grounded action. On September 9th, you may feel tempted to make a sudden choice just to get rid of the weight you're feeling. But rash decisions will only create long-term consequences. If you feel pulled to act, breathe first. Step back. Ask yourself, is this aligned with my integrity, or am I just trying to escape discomfort? Saturn rewards discipline, not impulsiveness. The third trap is fear-based choices. Fear will whisper in your ear, you're not ready. You'll fail. You don't deserve this. And if you listen, you may choose the smaller path, the safer path, the path that keeps you hidden. But Saturn's test is about proving your strength. On September 9th, the choice must come from truth. not fear. You must choose courage, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble. Because the moment you choose from strength instead of fear, Saturn knows you're ready for the next level. Capricorn, remember this. Saturn is not here to punish. Saturn is here to refine you. These traps are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to reveal whether you've mastered the lessons of discipline, clarity, and resilience. So when September 9th comes, keep this in your heart. Face responsibility, move with patience, and choose from courage, not fear. That is how you pass Saturn's final test. Capricorn, let's talk about the reward, the other side of September 9th, the reason this test is worth every ounce of pressure you felt. Passing Saturn's test is not a small moment. It's not a simple pat on the back. It's like unlocking a 7-year cycle of stability and growth, a chapter in your life where doors open that once seemed permanently closed. Career doors you've been knocking on, hoping someone notices your dedication, will begin to swing wide. Authority figures, mentors, bosses, clients will suddenly recognize your value. Promotions, new opportunities, or even entirely new ventures that align with your purpose may appear as if by magic. But it's not magic. It's the universe acknowledging the strength, discipline, and integrity you've shown. Finances follow the same pattern. Projects you've invested time and energy in start yielding tangible results. Investments, side hustles, or career moves you were unsure about suddenly gain momentum. The weight you've been carrying, budget stress, doubts, delays, begins to lift. It's as if the universe is rewarding you for patience, for resilience, for proving that you can handle responsibility without shortcuts. Love and relationships also shift. People who see your truth, your strength, your unwavering integrity will be drawn closer. Connections deepen. Old conflicts that once weighed heavily may finally resolve. And most importantly, you'll feel a new sense of calm replacing the pressure you've known for months, maybe years. It's like the weight you've carried on your shoulders transforms into wings. Wings that allow you to rise above obstacles, to see the bigger picture, and to move forward with confidence you've never had before. Passing this test isn't just about external rewards, it's about internal transformation. You become unshakable. You become unstoppable. You become someone who trusts your judgment, who walks forward without hesitation, and who knows deep in your bones that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Capricorn, this is what Saturn wants to give you. The lessons, the trials, the pressure, they are all preparation for this. And when you step through the test successfully, you won't just notice change, you will feel it in every part of your life. Your career, your relationships, your finances, and most importantly, your sense of self will all reflect the power of what you've achieved. The rewards are real, the rewards are lasting, and they are yours if you rise to the challenge. But Capricorn, I have to be completely honest with you. Saturn's test is not something to take lightly, and failing it isn't about punishment in the way most people think. It's about reset. If you ignore the signs, delay action, or let fear guide your choices, the universe will simply pause your progress and force you to confront the same lessons over and over again. Let me break it down. The consequences are not subtle. You may notice extended delays in areas that should be moving forward. Projects you've worked tirelessly on might stall inexplicably. Opportunities you thought were within reach may disappear. It's as if the universe is saying, you weren't ready. Try again later. Relationships, too, can feel the weight of a failed test. Partnerships may fray. Friends or family members may pull away because you haven't faced your responsibilities or communicated honestly. Love may feel distant or stagnant. Even connections that once felt solid could suddenly reveal cracks. Saturn doesn't punish, It simply reflects back what you've avoided. Financial roadblocks are another warning. Money may not flow easily. Investments, business deals, or career advancements may hit sudden obstacles. Delays, cancellations, or unexpected expenses may challenge your patience and resilience. Saturn wants to see whether you can maintain discipline and focus even when the system seems against you. And perhaps the most frustrating part, you may feel like you're stuck in a loop, repeating the same lesson again and again. A situation that should have ended months ago may return, forcing you to confront the same mistakes, insecurities, or decisions you thought you had mastered. It's exhausting, but it's also a wake-up call. Capricorn, I need you to hear this clearly. This is not the end of your story. Saturn is not punishing you. It is testing you. And the beauty is that you can still step up and turn everything around. But if you ignore this moment, if you fail to act with integrity, patience, and courage now, Saturn will retest you later. And the challenges will come back, harder, heavier, and more urgent. Passing this test now isn't just a victory, it's a 7-year advantage. It saves you unnecessary cycles of struggle, frustration, and delay. It sets the foundation for success, stability, and clarity that could last until 2032. So, Capricorn, choose wisely. The consequences of inaction are real, and Saturn is watching closely. Capricorn, the countdown to September 9th has already begun, and the way you approach it will determine the course of your next 7 years. This is your chance to walk into Saturn's final test not as someone unsure or unprepared, but as a powerhouse of clarity, focus, and unwavering integrity. So, here's exactly what you must do. Reflect, take time now to look honestly at what you've been avoiding. Journal your fears, your regrets, the decisions you've postponed, and the responsibilities you've neglected. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't justify it. Saturn rewards those who face their truths without excuses. This reflection is the foundation. It's the compass that will guide your actions. Decide. This is where discipline meets courage. Choose integrity over shortcuts, truth over convenience, and responsibility over avoidance. The path of least resistance might feel tempting, but remember, Saturn is testing your commitment to your highest self. A single decision grounded in honesty can change the trajectory of your life. Act. Reflection and decision are meaningless without action. Take at least one concrete step toward your greatest responsibility. It could be confronting someone you've avoided, completing a critical project, or finally, standing up for yourself in a situation where you've stayed silent. Small, focused action sends a powerful signal to the universe. You're ready. Ground yourself, meditate, breathe deeply, and clear your energy. Saturn admires discipline. A calm, centered mind allows you to navigate challenges without fear or impulsiveness. Even a few minutes each day of intentional grounding can prepare you to move with precision and confidence when the day arrives. Declare, speak your readiness into existence. Say it out loud, I am ready. I am aligned. I am unstoppable. Words carry energy, and declarations anchor your intentions in reality. By claiming your power verbally, you send a clear message to yourself, to Saturn, and to the universe that you are prepared for what's coming. Capricorn, if you walk into September 9th with this mindset, reflecting, deciding, acting, grounding, and declaring, you will not merely survive Saturn's final test. You will conquer it. You will prove that you are ready to carry the weight of your destiny with strength, courage, and unwavering clarity. This isn't just preparation, it's transformation, and the universe will notice. Capricorn, here's why this moment is bigger than it seems. Saturn's cycles run in 7-year chapters. That's right, 7 years. Every choice you make on September 9th doesn't just affect the next day or week. It shapes the trajectory of your life until 2032. This is a cosmic window of opportunity that opens rarely and then closes just as quickly. Think about it. 7 years of career growth, financial stability, and recognition. 7 years of love, connection, and meaningful relationships. 7 years of health, energy, and alignment with your life purpose. And the kicker? All of it is being determined by what you do or fail to do on this one pivotal day. Saturn doesn't just pass through. Saturn imprints. Saturn remembers. And you will feel the echoes of September 9th in every major decision, every success, and every challenge for the next 7 years. Now imagine yourself in 2032. Picture it vividly. You're looking back at this moment, the pressure, the anticipation, the sleepless nights, and you realize that everything changed because of what you did today. Will you be the Capricorn who rose, who faced the test head-on, who embraced responsibility, discipline, and integrity? Or will you be the Capricorn who hesitated, who let fear dictate your choices, and who missed a chance that only comes once every decade? The universe doesn't give second chances in the same way. Saturn's energy is precise, uncompromising, and deeply transformative. What you do now sends ripples through your professional life, your relationships, your finances, and your inner world. A single courageous decision could unlock doors that you've been dreaming about for years. A single avoidance, a single act of fear could delay that growth and force you to repeat lessons you were ready to master. Capricorn, it's not just about external success. This is about internal mastery. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that is unshakable, confident, and aligned with your highest purpose. Imagine feeling that certainty in your career, that clarity in your relationships, and that sense of abundance and stability in your finances, all because you chose to rise to the occasion today. So, I ask you to visualize it. See yourself in 2032, looking back with pride and gratitude. See yourself saying, "That was the day I rose. That was the day I claimed my destiny." Don't let fear or hesitation rob you of this future. September 9th is more than a date. It's a doorway. Step through it with courage, Capricorn, and let Saturn's final test propel you into the next 7 years of your life, fully aligned, fully empowered, and fully unstoppable. So Capricorn, this is the moment where everything comes together. After everything we've talked about, the pressures, the signs, the preparation, the rewards, and the consequences, you now face the question that will define not just your day, but the next 7 years of your life. When Saturn tests you on September 9th, the universe will be watching every choice you make, every action, every decision, every hesitation. It will be reflected back in ways you can't ignore. And so, I have to ask you, Capricorn, will you rise with courage even if your heart is shaking? Will you embrace responsibility even if it feels heavy and overwhelming? Or will you let fear decide your path and risk repeating cycles that could have been avoided? Take a moment right now to feel the weight of that question. This is more than astrology, it's a call to action. Saturn is not testing you for fun. Saturn is testing you because it knows you have the potential to rise, to grow, to become unstoppable. The energy is here and it is ready to work with you, but only if you step forward with intention, with focus, and with integrity. I want you to feel this deep in your bones. September 9th is not just a date, it's the gateway to your next chapter. The choices you make on that day will echo in your career, your relationships, your finances, and even your inner peace for years to come. You have the chance to create momentum that carries you effortlessly through challenges, opens doors you never thought possible, and finally aligns your life with the purpose you've been working toward for years. So Capricorn, I want to hear from you. Take a moment and reflect. Then tell me in the comments, which part of Saturn's test are you already feeling? Is it the pressure to take responsibility? The sense of being at a crossroads? Or the inner call to embrace courage and integrity? Share your experience. Let the universe and this community witness your journey, because acknowledging it is the first step toward mastery. And remember this, September 9th is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of the destiny you were born to claim. Your actions, your courage, and your focus on that day will ripple through the next 7 years, shaping the reality you've been striving for. Soft pause, then let this sink in. Capricorn, your 7-year future begins right now. Saturn is watching, the universe is aligned, and everything you've prepared for is ready to be unlocked. Step forward with intention. Step forward with courage. Step forward and claim what is already yours. The universe has been waiting, and now it's ready. Are you?